My child, I saw what they did to you. Every single thing. I saw it all. I was there, not watching from a distance, not catching the highlights later. I was right there, in every moment, watching everything that happened to you. And I need you to hear me say this clearly today. What they did to you was not okay. It was not deserved. It was not something you brought on yourself. And it did not go unnoticed. Yes, you. I'm talking directly to you right now. The one who has been carrying something heavy. Something that happened to you that you never fully got justice for. Something that someone did, or said, or took from you. Something that changed you. I have something to tell you about what I saw. And I have something to tell you about what I'm going to do about it. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say is going to change the way you've been carrying this. Let me tell you what I saw. I saw the moment it happened. The moment someone who should have protected you didn't. The moment someone you trusted took that trust and used it against you. The moment someone walked away when you needed them to stay. The moment someone said something that cut so deep it's still affecting the way you see yourself today. I saw you hold it together in public. I saw you smile when you didn't feel like smiling. I saw you show up for other people even when you were running on empty, because what happened to you left a hole that never fully closed. I saw the nights. The ones where the quiet got too loud and everything you'd been pushing down in the daytime came rushing back up. The nights where you replayed it, wondering what you could have done differently, whether you somehow caused it, whether you deserved it. Stop right there. You did not deserve it. Full stop. I don't care what the circumstances were. I don't care what anyone told you. I don't care what story you've been running in your own head trying to make sense of it. What they did to you is not your fault, and you did not deserve it. And I need you to receive that. Not just hear it, actually receive it, because the weight you've been carrying is partly built on a lie that says you somehow brought this on yourself. You didn't. And I saw everything. And I'm angry on your behalf. And justice is coming. Here's something I need you to understand about me. I am a witness. I see everything that happens, not just the big dramatic moments, not just the things that make the news. Every private wrong, every hidden cruelty, everything that was done to you in secret, behind closed doors, when nobody else was watching. I was watching. Nothing that has ever been done to you has been hidden from me. The person who hurt you, they may have thought they got away with it. They may have moved on like nothing happened. They may have never acknowledged what they did, never apologized, never faced any consequence that you could see. But they did not get away with it. Not from me. I keep a record that no human court has access to, and not one thing done in darkness escapes it. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 14 says, God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Every hidden thing, including the thing that was hidden from everyone, but you and them and me. If you needed to hear that today, that what happened to you was seen and recorded and will be dealt with, type in the comments right now. God is my witness. Let that declaration go into the ground today. Now let me tell you what the enemy was trying to do through what happened to you. He wasn't just trying to hurt you. He was trying to define you. He wanted what they did to become the thing that determined who you are, your identity, your worth, your future, your capacity to be loved and to love. He wanted the wound to become a wall between you and other people, between you and your calling, between you and me. And if you're honest, it worked, at least partially. There are parts of you that closed off after it happened. There are ways you stopped trusting that you didn't even fully realize. There are dreams you stopped reaching for because something in you decided it wasn't safe to want things anymore. That is what he was after. Not just the event, the aftermath, the slow erosion of who you were before it happened. But here's what he miscalculated. He thought he could use what they did to write the ending of your story. He thought the wound was the final word. It's not. I am the final word. And I have something entirely different written for your future. And I need to tell you specifically what justice actually looks like. Because most people have the wrong picture of it. And that wrong picture has been keeping them stuck. Stay with me. Here's what most people think justice means. The person who hurt them suffers, gets exposed, loses something, faces consequences that are visible and satisfying. And sometimes, that does happen. Sometimes I bring things into the light in ways that are very visible. Sometimes there are earthly consequences that come. But that's not actually the fullness of what justice means. And if you've been waiting for that specific outcome to feel okay, the enemy has been using your definition of justice to keep you in a holding pattern. Real justice, my justice, is about restoration. It's not just about what happens to them. It's about what I restore to you. Think about Job. The man lost everything. His wealth, his children, his health. People around him told him he must have done something wrong, that he deserved it, that God had turned away from him. And then I restored him. Not partially, completely. Everything he lost, I gave back double. Not because the people who wronged him got what they deserved first. Because I am a God of restoration, and Job's story wasn't over. Your story isn't over either. The years of peace you should have had, I'm restoring them. The confidence that was taken from you, I'm rebuilding it. The dreams that got buried under the weight of what happened, I'm excavating them. The joy that got stolen, I'm returning it. That is justice. Not just their consequence, your restoration. And your restoration is already in motion. Romans 12 verse 19 says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord." That means you can put it down. You don't have to carry the weight of making sure they pay. That's my job. Your job is to receive what I'm restoring. I have to talk to you about something that might be uncomfortable, and I need you to stay with me through it, because this is one of the most important things I'm going to say. Unforgiveness. I know that word might make you want to close this out, especially if what happened to you was serious, especially if the person who hurt you has never apologized, never acknowledged it, never shown 1 ounce of remorse. The idea of forgiving them can feel like letting them off the hook, like saying what they did was okay, like handing them a free pass. So let me be extremely clear about what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay. It wasn't okay. I already established that. Forgiveness is not pretending it didn't happen. It happened. I saw it. It's recorded. Forgiveness is not trusting them again. Trust is earned back over time, if ever. Forgiveness doesn't require reconciliation. Forgiveness is not for them. It is entirely, completely, 100% for you. Here's what unforgiveness actually does. It keeps you emotionally chained to the person who hurt you. Every time you replay what they did, every time the anger rises up, every time you fantasize about them getting what they deserve, you are handing them real estate in your mind and your heart that they do not deserve to occupy. They moved on, and you're still in the moment it happened, replaying it, being re-wounded by it. Every single time. That is what the enemy wants. He wants the wound to stay fresh. He wants the chain to stay tight. He wants you tethered to your past, because a person who is tethered to their past cannot walk freely into their future. Forgiveness is how you cut the chain. Not for them, for you. It's how you take back the space they've been occupying in your mind. It's how you stop paying for what they did with your own peace. And I know it's not easy. I'm not telling you it's a feeling, it's a decision. A decision you might have to make every single day for a season. But every time you make it, the chain gets a little looser. And eventually, freedom. But there's something that makes forgiveness possible that most people don't talk about. Something that changes everything about how you're able to do it. I'll tell you in just a moment. But first I need you to hear something about your own heart. Here's what makes forgiveness possible, knowing that I've got the justice part handled. The reason letting go feels like losing is because it feels like if you let go, nobody is keeping score anymore. Like if you stop being angry, the record gets wiped and they walk away clean. But that's not how it works with me. You can release the anger completely, fully, without holding on to any of it. And I still have every record. Nothing gets erased from my books when you forgive. You releasing them to me doesn't mean they escape accountability. It means you've trusted me with the outcome instead of trying to carry it yourself. That's actually the most powerful position you can be in. And here's what I see when I look at your heart right now. I see someone who is tired of being angry, tired of carrying this, tired of the weight of it showing up in places it has no business being, in new relationships, in your self-image, in the way you respond to situations that have nothing to do with what happened. I see someone who genuinely wants to be free, who wants to stop being defined by what someone else did, who wants to walk into a room without that thing sitting on their shoulders. That desire for freedom? That's me pulling on you. That's me saying, it's time. Give it to me. Let me carry it. Let me handle the justice. Let me restore what was taken. And let me watch you walk into the next chapter of your life without that weight. You ready? Because I am more than ready to take it. Let me paint you a picture of what your life looks like on the other side of this. On the other side of releasing this, you wake up and the first thought isn't about what they did. It's not colored by that old pain. You move through your day lighter. You interact with people without the defensive walls that went up after it happened. On the other side of this, you trust again. Not blindly, not recklessly, wisely, with discernment. But you trust because you're not carrying the assumption that everyone is going to do what they did. On the other side of this, your capacity for joy comes back. Real joy, the kind that doesn't feel guilty for showing up, the kind that doesn't feel like it's going to be taken away, the kind that can actually land and stay instead of bouncing off the armor you built. On the other side of this, your calling accelerates because so much of the energy that has been tied up in processing what happened to you gets released for what you're actually here to do. That energy that's been spent replaying, resenting, defending, imagine all of that redirected into your purpose. And there's something specific coming for you in this next season that I want to tell you about. Something that is going to feel like a direct response to everything you've been through. Don't go anywhere. Here's what's coming for you specifically. I'm sending people into your life who are safe. People who won't do what they did. People who will see you, the real you, and stay. People who will be trustworthy with the parts of yourself you've been protecting. They're already in motion. Some of them you haven't met yet. Some of them are already in your orbit, and you haven't fully opened the door. I'm opening financial doors that the weight of this has been keeping closed. There is a connection between your emotional freedom and your practical breakthrough that most people don't see. When you're carrying heavy wounds, it affects everything. Your confidence, your willingness to take risks, your ability to step into rooms and own your calling. As that weight lifts, watch what moves. I'm restoring your voice. What they did silenced something in you. Maybe literally, you stopped speaking up, stopped sharing your perspective, stopped taking up space in conversations. Or maybe it silenced your internal voice, the one that used to believe good things were possible. For you, that voice is coming back. It's already starting to come back. You can feel it. And I'm going to use your story. What you went through is not just something that happened to you. It is something that is going to happen through you. One day you are going to sit across from someone who is exactly where you are right now. And your survival, your healing, your freedom is going to be the thing that convinces them it's possible for them too. Nothing was wasted. Not one tear. Not one sleepless night. Not one moment of wondering if you'd ever feel okay again. It is all being woven into a testimony that will set other people free. I want to pray with you right now. And I want this to be real, not just words you're listening to, but something you're actually participating in. If you're ready to put it down, really put it down, hand it to me, stop carrying it, then say this out loud wherever you are. Father, I come to you right now with something I've been carrying too long. You saw what happened to me. You know every detail. And I trust that you have it, that you are the God of justice and nothing escapes you. So today, I make a decision, not because it doesn't matter, not because what they did was okay, but because I trust you with the outcome more than I trust my own grip on it. I release, say their name, or just them. You know who it is. I release what they did. I release my right to see them pay in the way I've been imagining. I hand that to you. And I receive, right now, the restoration you have for me. The peace, the freedom, the joy, the future, all of it. I open my hands and I receive it. Heal the parts of me that are still wounded. Rebuild what was broken. Restore what was stolen. And use my story for something greater than my pain. I trust you. In Jesus' name. Amen. If you prayed that, something just shifted in the spiritual realm. I want you to know that what you just did was not small. You just handed something to me that I have been waiting for you to release so I can move in your life in ways that your grip on it was preventing. Watch what happens next. I mean that. I want to speak something over your identity now. Because one of the things that gets most damaged when someone hurts us is our sense of who we are. What they did does not define you. What they said about you is not true. The version of yourself that got built in response to what happened, the guarded version, the self-protecting version, The version that learned not to need too much, or want too much, or trust too much. That is not who I created you to be. Let me tell you who you actually are. You are someone who survived something that was meant to break you. And the fact that you're still here, still searching, still reaching, still watching a message like this one, means it didn't break you. It bent you. And I am straightening you back out. You are someone with a capacity for depth that most people never develop. Pain, when it's processed and healed, produces something that comfort never can, a depth of empathy, a wisdom, a compassion that makes you exactly the kind of person other hurting people need. You are someone I have not given up on. Not for 1 second. Not during the hardest part of what you went through. Not during the aftermath. Not during the seasons where you were angry at me for letting it happen. I was there. I am here. I am not going anywhere. You are more than what happened to you. You are more than what they did. You are more than the wound, more than the scar, more than the story of what went wrong. You are my child. And that is the truest thing about you. At the beginning of this message, I told you, I saw what they did to you. I need to end with this. I also see who you are becoming because of what you survived. I see the strength that got forged in the fire of that season. I see the wisdom that came from walking through something painful. I see the compassion that developed because you know what it feels like to be on the wrong end of someone else's choices. I see a person who is ready, maybe for the first time, to stop being defined by the worst thing that ever happened to them and start stepping into the fullness of who they were always meant to be. The wound does not get the last word. I do. And here is my last word over your life today. You are healed. You are free. You are restored. You are loved. And the best chapters of your story are still ahead of you. Not in spite of what you went through it. Because of it. Woven into it. Stronger. Because of it. Justice is not just coming. In some ways, justice has already begun, because you are still here, still standing, still reaching for something better. And that right there, is the beginning of everything. If you made it all the way to the end of this, thank you for trusting me with this time. These final words were for the ones who needed every single sentence before the healing could land. And that was you. You stayed because you needed this. And I'm so glad you did. If this message reached you today, if something in here spoke to what you've been carrying, drop in the comments right now. I release it. I receive my restoration. That is your declaration. That is your seed. Plant it right now. And if someone came to mind while you were watching, someone you know who is carrying a one they haven't been able to put down, share this with them. You might be the reason they finally feel seen today. Subscribe so you don't miss the next message. And remember, you are seen. You are known. You are loved. Justice is coming. Restoration is here. And I'm not done with you yet. Not even close.